Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's put that down a little bit. Oh, how are we all today? Just wait for a few of you to arrive so I'm sort my hair out. Hi, hello. Here we are for the second part of the Lizzie skirt, and I am just cutting out some interfacing for my waistband because I haven't done that yet. So I'm just gonna do that. Don't mind me, guys, whilst we wait for everyone to come online. Anyone new here today? Any newbies joining us? So the first Sewalong that they've managed to catch, let me know. Morning, guys. Oh, rainy Warwickshire. Yeah, it's a bit cooler today, isn't it, here in the UK? Hence why I could wear my new cardigan. Very excited. This is the cardigan I was telling you all about. Right, I'll just quickly cut this out and then I will do a proper intro. Alex is online, guys, now to answer your questions. Just saw her ping up. This is tailoring interfacing, guys. I should say it's not ideal, but it's still interfacing, so it will be fine. Just neaten that edge off. Okay, right, guys, woohoo! So welcome to the second part of the Lizzie Skirt sew along. This is where we got to yesterday. We sewed a front and put pleats in, and we added pockets. They're obviously not stitched in yet, and we sewed the back and we did a concealed zip. So we should all have got to the point where the pockets are here. So this is our Lizzie skirt. If you haven't seen the first one, you want to start with that one. All of our sew-alongs go onto our YouTube channel under our sew-along playlist, so you can watch them at any time if you can't make the live. Check out the comments. You might find something interesting in the comments if you are watching this after live, because they stay on there as well. Links to everything that we think are relevant are in the description box below. So whether that's a link to the pattern, the Lizzie is a PDF only pattern, and currently my favourite skirt pattern of our collection. So you can download and get it from the site from that link. Also, the rest of the schedule is up now, so although we haven't actually announced the names of the patterns for the week after next, the rest of the, they're all sort of in there. It will be our new ebook release that we'll be using patterns from for those 2 weeks. And once the ebook is out next week, we will be putting the names of those patterns in there so you'll know. In fact, I'll be able to talk about it on the Wednesday sew along this time next week, fingers crossed. Also just to say that you can get to our donations page, our coffee page. This is the sort of way that we feel comfortable in terms of asking for any financial support towards this. We are going to continue with these indefinitely. I've been loving them, and I know a lot of you've been loving them, and but we can't run our physical classes at the moment, so the coffee page is a way of us getting something towards this to help support us and transition our business in these weird times. Okay, guys, so if you want to donate, you can at the end of the session or during, whenever. The link is there. Alex just popped it up. So what we are going to do today is we are going to start by finishing the side seams, and we sew the pockets together at the same point. However, we didn't do our understitching, did we? No, we did not. So we need to do our understitching on our pockets. Then we're going to sew up the side seams. Do you see my light? Those are the pockets. It looks like an elephant's ears. Those are the pockets, down. Then we are going to attach the waistband. So, and then if we have a chance, we'll do hemming, and if not, we can do that on our own. I think it's not too tricky, is it? Compared to other things we have managed to do. So, oh, I should say as well, I'm wearing the Lizzie skirt. I've like my full collection. I'm so excited. So I put the skirt on, and then I got a bit cold. I thought, oh, I'll wear my cardigan, because look how much it goes. Ah. with my Lizzie skirt. This is my Greek Lizzie skirt. And there is like scalloping on that. And on the hem, oh, scalloping. Matchy matchy, isn't it? Very happy about that. So yeah, I for one am pleased that it's a bit cooler today because I could wear this. Right, okay. I've also, very exciting, I've got some white thread. Managed to find that, so no longer will I be sewing with pink thread. Right, so we are going to understitch the pockets. Now, you should have stitched your pockets on and press the seam allowance towards the pocket and also overlocked it. And I'm now going to understitch a couple, 2 to 3 millimeters from that seam edge on the pocket side. So whether you want to move your needle or whether you want to, let's see if I can get that a bit lower, crop the top of my head off. You don't need that, do you? So yeah, whether you want to move the needle or whether you want to find a guide point on your presser foot, I'm going to move the needle and I'm going to put the groove in along the seam, the existing seam that's there. Oh, I'm so hungry. I had breakfast at 7:30 with Jazzy this morning, and often I have a little snack mid-morning, but I had to go get my car sorted. It's like got recalled for some issue, all the models from that year, so I had to go get that sorted, and that took ages. And then when I came back, it was like whoosh whoosh whoosh, tea meeting, da 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 da. There we go. Understitching, can we see? So yeah, I haven't really stopped. And I am hungry and it's gonna rumble. Rumble in the jungle. I did make a cup of tea though. Of course I made a tea. Now I am worried that this fabric is a little bit see-through. I think I talked about that with the pockets. But I often don't bother lining things unless it's a dress or something and it's, you know, makes it more comfortable, or unless I wanted the volume of it. I don't line them because I have endless slips that I've got. So I've got a slip that I can wear under that. So it saves me time and fabric. But obviously if you want to, you can line it. Get your words out, Lise. Get your words out. To be honest, up until this point, the lining is, once we've sewn this together, before we put the waistband on, that's when you need to get your lining sorted and added in before you, because again, then gets all sort of sandwiched in when you put your waistband on. My slips, I get them from M&S. Although I really want to make them because I feel like I want to make them prettier than that. The the M&S ones are lovely, but I really would love to get some silk, habotai, and make some, because silk is so lovely against the skin, and then put some lace trim on them. When I'm going to have the time to do that, I don't know. It's a sewing bee tonight, guys. I've just remembered. Oh, glad you're getting to watch some live newbies. Yeah, sewing bee tonight, but I just realised I was going to say, oh, I'm going to do it, but I think I can watch it live on my laptop. Is that the case? Can anyone confirm that? Because my TV, I got my internet set up through lockdown, but they didn't give me the TV box, and so they still haven't sent that. So I only have sort of Netflix and Amazon Prime and things. So I can't actually watch live TV, but I think, can you watch that on your laptop? Could somebody confirm? Because if so, yes, you guess. Okay, fab. I will be doing a live chat tonight after the sewing bee. Didn't feel like. Yes, you can watch it on iPlayer. 90% sure. Okay, guys. I'll check it afterwards, and if I can do it, we'll pop up something on Instagram just to say that I'll be doing it, and join in live on Instagram with me for a debrief on the sewing bee. So I'm now just going to trim off. I've done all my understitching on my pockets. Can't not say it like my textile teacher. Hey, the pocket. And Then I've just realised I didn't mark my circles, not for forgetful reasons, but because I was worried about marking this fabric. It's so light, and I only had, yeah, I should have done, yes, I have a TV licence. All is fine. I can't remember though if I've transferred it from the other place. But I know it's still coming out of my bank, so I feel morally that I have one. I just need to get it transferred over. Right, yes, so the circles I've not put on because I didn't want to mark the fabric, and I didn't do. I could have done tailor's tacks, but I didn't. But it's important that you have the circles on, because it will help you navigate round this corner of the pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it first, and then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to make a very small mark with a pencil or something where that circle should be. So we're placing the side seams right sides together, and we are pinning around the pocket as well as around the skirt, down the skirt side seam. So lots of pins, certainly at this point. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just reading your comments. Pin, 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 pin around here, like so. Okay. I'm now thinking about what I'm going to have for lunch after this, and I don't think I've got anything. As you all know, I'm not a wonderful cook, I am thinking about what I've got in the cupboards. I think it's going to have to be a beans and toast jobby, guys, because I have got more exciting things I could make, but it's going to take too long. Or maybe I can make an omelette and make some potato wedges. Oh yes, and I've got some lardons. That'll be nice. Okay. We've got a pair of notches here, so use those to help you line this up. Okay. So now I'm going to mark this. I did have a pencil that I was just using just now. I left it in my notebook. I'm reading through the ebook as a final check, making notes. Right. So what I'm going to do, because I mean, obviously if you've marked this from the pattern, then you don't need to do this, but I'm going to go down from where the top of the pocket is, and it's 1.5, and then just check what 1.5 is here and mark that point. So I'll come down and then I'll go around like that, basically. It might be easier just to do that. 1, 2. Oh, I can hear my tummy rumbling. Okay, so now I'm going to sew that. Make sure my needle's back in the position. Keep thinking I've got dirt here. How do I get it off? I'm not seeing Jazzy. She's with Matt for the next 5 days, so it's not even like I'd keep it on for her because she's not even here. Okay. So 1.5 centimetres, 5/8 of an inch, starting at the top of the waistband, and then sewing down to where we put our circle. Then put your needle in and pivoty, pivoty, pivoty. Now it's going to be a bit of an acute angle this, and you'll see that if you've got the instructions in front of you. It is quite a kind of sort of angle that you're sewing. Lovely. Particularly on the underside. It looks like that. makeup remover. Oh, okay. Got plenty of that. I'll give that a go. Thank you. Thank you. Baby oil. I don't know if I've got any baby oil. I'll have a look. Thanks, guys. Right, I'm just, the seam allowance here of the pocket and seam is being slightly problematic, so I'm just making sure that that's tucked under. Done my little, oh, I think we need to go a bit further. Circle on this side is not quite in the right position. Up and down is what it should be. I have to say, I went to the shops yesterday in my Lizzie skirt, and you know how I'm always moaning about pockets and how I don't like them. I do like them, however, in something like this that's pleated and it's not fitted, so it doesn't ruin the line. And I was able to go out without pockets, without a handbag, and it was really nice. So I have keys and my phone in my pocket. Okay, that's that. Done. Okay, let's pin the other side and do that, and then we'll got to do a bit of overlocking, and then we'll get on to the waistband. So yeah, I had to go and take my car to get fixed. They just like plugged it into something and reset the system, I think, I don't know. And but fortunately it was right next door to a Wix, which is a big DIY store, but mainly for builders. It's a bit more kind of trade. But anyway, I wanted to get some fencing panels because I had looked at getting all of my fence in my garden replaced and got a quote, and it was so expensive. And I was just like, I can't afford that. That's crazy. I'll do it myself, and I'll just do the ones that are really bad. And there's two that are really bad. So I thought I'll just do those for now, and then a little fence down the side of the garden. Anyway, this is so me. So I'm wearing what I'm wearing now. I didn't have my cardigan on, but yeah. Oh, it looks like there's a delivery. Damn it. There's a delivery, guys. This is a first, isn't it? Sorry. I think it might be a curtain pole. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Real life. Hashtag real life. No, Poppy, stop it. Oh. Yes, guys, it was a curtain pole. At least it's slightly related to sewing, because I'll have to sew the curtains. Let's move it out of the way. Quickly, sorry guys, I just need to quickly wash my hands. Oh. Coming back. Yeah. Okay. I was waffling on, wasn't I, about being at Wix? Yes, so anyway, I was dressed like this. So already I looked out of place because I didn't have kind of scruffy clothes on, DIY clothes. Then I was like, oh, I've just wondered if you've got like fence panels and things. Now obviously they're really big. And I was like, also, do you have like a service where someone can deliver it? Because I don't think they're not going to fit in my car, so I'd have to strap them on the top, and that would be hilarious and dangerous, and yeah, not a good idea. He's like, oh yeah, we've got somebody that can come, like a private man in a van, he can come and pick you up. So I was like, oh great, well I've got an hour or so waiting, so I'm just going to go around the store. Anyway, oh my goodness, I had these really heavy fence posts, the spikes, gravel boards, the panels, like literally I'd already watched a YouTube video on how to do it, so I was like, I know what I needed to get. And then loads of trestles. And they put them on the trolley. They obviously have big trolleys, but even so, it was like so wide. So this was like 6 foot wide. And trying to steer this around the store, and I kept knocking off things and ruining their displays. I was like, sorry, I'm really sorry. Like trying to tidy up after myself. And then this guy, this builder was just like, let me give you a hand. And so he helped me like get to the till, yeah. And then, so then I was at the till and got sorted out, and then I had to wait for this guy to come, this man in a van. And it suddenly occurred to me I didn't have any cash. So I asked the guys at the shop, I said, where can I go get some cash out? And they told me to go to this corner shop. And, you know, often corner shops you have to pay. But I was like, that's convenient. I won't waste too much time. Anyway, I got to the corner shop and they were like, oh, it's not working. I'm really sorry. I was like, no, I need to get cash out for this man in the van for my fence panels. And he was like, I think he just saw the despair on my face. I was like, I don't have time to sort this out. And he was like, have you got your phone? Have you got mobile banking? I was like, yeah. He's like, just pay me, transfer it to me, and I'll give you what's in my wallet. And so, you know, you're like, this is dodgy, or is this just a lovely act of kindness? And I think he was just genuinely being kind. There isn't anything that can go wrong from that. So that's what I did. And now you're going to now tell me awful stories about how you've done that and then people have taken your money. Oh, hello, Teresa. Oh, how are you? Hope you're recovering well. Right, we're going to the next side seam, guys. I didn't mark my circle. Oops. But yeah, I said to the man, I was like, genuinely, you know, what a nice person. I was like, that is your good deed for the week. Thank you so much. I love it when, like, you just get those lovely acts of kindness. In London particularly, it does always throw you a bit. And also the man in the van that came, he was so nice. He was like, I'll carry it through your house to your garden, which at the moment is something people don't feel comfortable doing, I guess, or they wouldn't necessarily do it anyway. And so he just carried it all through, which was so kind. So yeah, I have faith in humanity again today. Pivoty, 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 around we go. Around this pocket. Yeah, and they were also really helpful in the Wix store. Plus this beautifully glamorous woman came and worked there. So I'd forgotten a mallet, I needed a mallet or something. She helped me with that and I said, oh, it's so nice to see a woman in here and a woman who's looking glamorous. So mate, can you just stand next to me? Because I won't feel quite as out of place. So this weekend, guys, it's going to be Muscle Lisa. In the garden. In the garden, attempting to put up my fence. Yeah, I will do. I'll have to, won't I? Keeping that, I'll do it before and after. I've noticed my neighbour's, look, I think I've told you this, he looks like he's quite strong. So I'm hoping he might help me just put the posts in, and then the rest I think I can do myself. But yeah, I have to keep the animals in. They're all in my sleeves up. I certainly won't be wearing a Lizzie skirt for it though. Get my work jeans on. The problem with me is I don't actually have anything that's scruffy, but I do have a pair of jeans that I really liked, and then I stupidly painted something with them on, as I often do. I don't change, and they got paint on them, so I've got those, but I was like, I don't actually have a scruffy top. I guess that's no surprise, is it? So the fabric, guys, yeah, dungarees. I do have dungarees. This is like embroidered. We had it in the shop last year because I did do it as one of my makes last summer, and it's like a white, I think it's polyesters in there to add the strength to it to cope with the embroidery. But yeah, I call it my Greek island skirt because it reminds me of those colours in Greece. My steps, I've got the stairs currently just painted white. And yeah, I can't remember what I've told you guys. I'm so sorry if I'm repeating myself. The builder's calling them Santorini steps. He was like, oh, you got your Santorini steps now? I said, what? It's like Santorini. It's the closest you're going to get to Santorini. He's like, you're so right. I can go to Santorini in my hallway now with my white steps. Okay, we're now going to overlock these seam allowances together. Just be careful when you go round this corner. Ideally, you want to stop. Let me get that needle in, and then I'm just going to pivot a little bit. And I am shaving off some of the seam allowance as I do this because I don't want such a big seam allowance on my pocket. What is this? Oh, okay. I accidentally caught in a random scrap. Okay, so that's now overlocked all the way around. And you can see that's a nice kind of corner. Yep, you could overlock them. You could overlock your side seams. Oh, you are joking me. Sorry, guys. I don't know what else is happening. Poppy, stop it. Poppy, stum. Oh dear. Nah. Thank you. Oh, let's hope that's the last one, guys. Sorry, it's all these house bits keep arriving. Normally I get things like that sent to the shop, but I don't want to add to people, we've got a reduced team in the shop at the moment, so I don't want to add to that. That was a pan. Very exciting. I've got this induction hob that, as I've told you, I keep falling out with, and half my pans don't work on it, which I kind of knew would happen, but I then bought some new pans thinking that that would be okay, and they're not, so I'm very annoyed. Right, we're now going to overlock the other side. I was talking about, we were talking about whether you can overlock your things separately. You can, but you're going to get... I guess you could just overlock the pockets, but you're still going to have this edge here. I guess you have to overlock everything separately first. There's nothing wrong with that. So you just overlock your side seams of your skirt and your pockets, and the whole way around your pockets. You could also disengage your blade. So, you don't have to have your blade on there. And then if you're worried about going into it, then you can do that. Oh, Sal, what do we message that as? What do we think that was? On the Sew Quake. It's quite a big one, that one, on the Sew Quake Richter scale. trim off these. Turn the temperature of that up. It's so funny when I do these, guys, the mess that I make is amazing. Live sew alone, vlog in one. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have a skirt now, guys. Very exciting. We're now going to, I'm just going to press the seams towards the back. Don't worry about the pocket seams. Can't really do anything with those anyway. You will need to press, make sure that that is going, the pocket actually, let's just think about this. The pocket, you don't want it going towards the back, you want it going towards the front. Press it towards the front. Yes, front. Just like, you're not going to be putting your hands in your pockets that way, are you? Press the whole seam towards the front. Oh, my iron lead is caught. Oops. La la la. La la. La 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 la. La la la. Okay. Whoops, no, you go on there. Right. So that is lovely. He's going there, and now we're going to interface our waistband. So if you haven't done that already, I've got to put pins in where the notches were, just to check that I had them. Not been making great success with notches recently. So if you are, just a little tip, when you're ironing on interfacing, make sure you turn the steam off. You don't need that. And also put it on a lower heat setting than what you would have for, say, cotton. And this is obviously fusible side is going down onto the wrong side of the fabric. Oh, voila. I'm just now going to trim off those little naughty, untidy bits. Okay. Just want to check. I think there's one edge is notched and the other isn't, so let me just check. Yes, the unnotched edge. The only thing is whether that's going to work for me with the direction of my boots. Anyway, let's start by just folding it in half lengthways, wrong sides together. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? There we go. See if I can get this the right way around, because when we put it on, yeah, we're going to put it onto there, so I've got to do that thinking face now. So I'm going to use the notched edge on there, and then I'm going to come up, so the notched edge on the bottom. No. Okay, I'm going to have to transfer my notches because of the direction. that one will be that one, and then that one will be that one. Yeah. Okay, I've got my head around it now. I have to do that one, I'm thinking. Right, so what we're going to do is the unnotched edge is going to be folded over by 1.5 centimetres or 5/8 of an inch. Ironing along. Okay. Like so. And now we are going to pin our waistband to our waist of our skirt. So we want to put the skirt the right way around. Open the zip. And we need to, so that is our centre front. So I'm going to start with the centre front. So there should be a centre front notch on your waistband that will line up with the centre front seam of the skirt. Then I do believe there should be a notch to line up with your side seam. And on one side you're going to have just a little notch that extends by 1 point. So there's a notch and then an extra 1.5 centimetres. Ow! I just went into the, put the pin in the, between the nail and the nail and the finger. Okay, medic. So I'm now filling those pins in there and then just lifting that up and making sure, so I've used my sort of index finger, so I put the index finger in between, sandwich it, and then line it up like that. That's how I do it. That really hurts, doesn't it? Oh. Typical as well that I'm using fabric that's cream. Oh, there's a white cat outside, completely albino cat. Oh. No, Mr. Cat. Oh, he's spraying. No. How do I stop him from spraying? Stop it! Psst! Spraying on my ivy. There's been a lot of distractions today, hasn't there, guys? Okay. Okay. Notchy notchy, liney uppy. This is when water spray. Yeah, I don't know where Coco is. I think she's upstairs sleeping under the bed. Where's Poppy? Poppy's over there. Poppy's hopeless though. She didn't like, the patio doors are closed as well, so she wouldn't have smelt. Okay, I think I should just have maybe a spray there ready. Water spray. Yeah, my neighbour said that like it's the one cat's come and like sprayed where she sits and it's horrible. Oh really? But it's not his territory. It's Coco's territory now. There's going to be territory wars, aren't there? I don't want Coco to fight. Worry about that. Okay, so we've now got the overlap end here. A man in town. There's a man in town. Well, this is an all-female house, so go away. We don't want you. Just filling in the pins here. Yeah, I was thinking about getting Jazzy a water gun, but then I was thinking she's going to spray me. I saw one in the shop and I thought, oh, and then I was like, Or she'll just spray all the windows. Anyway, maybe I should just do that because then I could just sit here, couldn't I, with the windows open and be like, but sorry guys, it's just scaring cats off. Lock and load. Okay, so So we have now pinned all of our skirt. Just check that this is lining up and you're not getting any kind of naughty little pleats where they shouldn't be. Yeah, water fight, definitely, Kim. Just making sure that and that the pleats are really well pinned as well on this side. That is not looking very good. There we go. Oh, that really hurts. Just need to nut one up. He's puckered it a little bit. It's worth doing all of this. I'm also just filling in, putting extra pins in to hold the backs of the pleats in so that I'm not worrying about that. So, I always say when you do this waistband pinning, it's rather vicious, isn't it? It's like you can really hurt yourself on that, so be careful. And so now we're going to sew that with a 1.5 cm seam allowance. Ooh. Oh yes, I forgot to say, it's really a good idea here with the point where the extension is on either end. Just put a pin in where it meets. So if you're like me, you're going to sew from the waistband side, but you need to know exactly where you're going to start. So put a pin in at the point where it meets the edge of the zip, the centre back seam, so that you start exactly in the right place. So 5/8 of an inch, 1.5 centimetres, and just keep checking it's all sitting flat and nicely. So by the way guys, next week's pattern, the Cora top, I did order some fabric yesterday and it should arrive tomorrow. So it should be up online, hopefully Wednesday, not today's Wednesday, Friday. So those of you that are going to be joining me for the Cora top and don't have any fabric, I've ordered, I think 3 I got. What is going on here? This is no good. I'm getting some random pleating. There we go. So I think I might be sewing whilst watching the sewing bee tonight, because I've got to finish, still haven't finished my Giselle dress. And I've now got to do the ebook stuff this afternoon, so I think I might finish that and this whilst sewing. That'd be nice. Sewing whilst watching the sewing bee. Okay, that is now done. Always worth checking you've got no little naughties. It's a couple of little naughties actually. I'm just going to quickly unpick those. If you've got any bits that even though you've really well pinned, you're still getting a little, it's curled itself back under. I think with things like cotton lawn, it's very easy for that to happen. So this is what I'm talking about, a naughty. It's folded back on itself. So I'm just putting that back because he should not be like that. And now I'm just going to sew from this side and just re-stitch those little bits that I've unpicked. because that will show up once the waistband is finished. Just whiz along in one continuous seam. So I'm just using the seam line that I just sewed to make sure I sew in the same place. And yeah, so quick to fix those little naughties. Okay, happy with that. So now what we're going to do is press this up towards. It's so annoying that I'm left-handed. I might have to try and iron right-handed. Oh, a little one there. I got you. That's fine. So now we are going to iron the seam allowance up towards the waistband. And really try and pull. Try and just use the tip of your iron because you don't want to accidentally iron in any creases in the pleats that you don't want. So just try and focus your iron on the point here. The seam. Yeah. Awkward angle. Ouch. Okay. So now we're going to close these tabs off at the ends. We'll close the ends of the waistband off. So on one side we just have that. So we basically need to finish it so that it's in line with the zip. So I'm just going to fold it back on itself and just let this unstitched edge, the folded edge, just slightly overhang the seam. So slightly overhang there, so that when we turn it through, that definitely will be covering the seam. And then if you opt for the sink stitch, so machine stitching this finish, then it will definitely catch it. Just pin that there. We need to really transfer that pin over to the right side. So I just made sure that I held everything really steady on the machine once I took that pin out, but ideally should have probably pinned it on this side. Oops. So there we go. If you then cut your threads, you can see that's still going up in that direction, and then at the corner I'm just going to cut it off diagonally so that when you turn it through you can tease through a nice point. Well, that's just done it perfectly straight away. Okay, so that's that end done. And then this end didn't seem to have as much as I wanted, but never mind. We're gonna this time I need to unfold that because I need to be able to stitch along that folded edge to create the little overlap tab. So on this side, unfold it, line everything up. So all that kind of, those raw edges like that need to be lined up. And then we're going to sew down, and we're going to do a sort of backwards L. So reverse at the start. And I'm, just because I don't seem to have, I'm using a centimetre seam allowance. I didn't seem to have, oops, should not have done that. But I didn't seem to have enough in my tab, so oops. And then once I've done this, come on little one. No, I need to carry on, I need to do a little bit more. So you can draw this on if you prefer, or you just have to kind of eyeball it. But you need to make sure that when you're coming back up, so I've pivoted and then I'm coming back up here, that I'm really going to hit that point exactly where the teeth are and the zip. I think we could have gone a bit lower. Let's see, let me turn it through and see. Yeah, a little smidgen lower, just about a millimetre or two. I'm being a perfectionist now, just because I want to get this absolutely spot on. But that would have been fine, but I think you could just see I'd be a little bit lower. So I've got now an army of threads, thread tails. Take those off, take him off, and I'm now going to cut up here and along, so reducing that seam allowance to about 5, and then cutting across at the angle there and the same angle that we just did on the other side. Okay, turn it through, and then you're probably best off using a pin to tease this little tabby bit through. So into here, pull through like that. Put your pin into there and just tease it out. Tease it out. Okay, like so. So then we can now start to pin this closed. So if I change the angle, let's not kick you off the table this time. So I'm going to now fold this back. Now because we did that central crease on the iron, we can, it should fold in quite nicely. And then, I tell you, this in tailoring interfacing is actually really nice. It's probably going to make it a little bit warm, but it's really lovely and soft. So this folded edge here, the lower folded edge that's kind of coming over this one here, it needs to sit at least 1 millimetre, I'd say 2 to be safe, over the stitch line, because I'm going to close it with a sink stitch or stitching in the ditch. If you're going to hand stitch it closed, then that's not so important. You can have it finished just on the seam. But if you're sink stitching, it's important that it hangs over so that when you sink stitch, which is essentially stitching in the seam, it will then catch this back side. So I'll show you what I've just done. Okay. Then now I'm going to take these pins out one at a time and put them back in this side. And as I'm doing that, I'm feeling with my thumb, just checking that I can feel the back of this. Poppy's snoring. Snory, snore, Poppy. Life is hard for you. Have another delivery man soon to bark at. Okay. So we're then going to line up this seam. So we're lining up the seam where the waistband and the top of the skirt in the middle of that presser foot, and we want to sew on the skirt side, but as close to that seam as you possibly can get. It's called stitching in the ditch or sink stitching. And so I'm using the groove in the middle of my presser foot to keep me on point. Keep those pleats as well neat as I sew through. I want to make sure I'm not accidentally curling anything. This would be lovely with red as well, wouldn't it, this? Little silk cami. We've done the silk cami yet, have we, as a sew along? That would be nice. I want to make a little red Bilberry t-shirt with a scoop neck. That would go really cute, really well. Got some red cotton jersey, the kind of red that I wear on my lips. It's got the red that they've got here, and that would be cute with this. got some red sandals as well. Oh, I'm getting excited. See, this is what happens when I start getting to the end of a project. I start putting the styling together in my head. Think about that as I'm sewing. This week as well, I've got back to planning my outfits, which is so nice. I'll have to start doing those IGTVs again. I know a lot of you like them. I've started planning my week's outfits again. Okay, we're done. Oopsie. So, ta-da! Here, so let me show you inside. There it is, it's caught to the stitching. You can really barely see. And on the inside, it's caught it. And then on the back, that's how it should look. And it is meant to go like that, but it'll probably go like that. Oh, Molly's gonna take the photos. Molly's my replacement dad at the moment. I'm sad, missing them a lot. Both Jazzy and I are. So I'm going to put it like that, my skirt hook. We don't have time to do that, guys, today, but that is how it would go. Okay, so I now need to hem it. The way that I would hem it is overlock it, and then I would just fold it up and I would hand stitch it, because I don't want to ruin that with the top stitching, and I want the weight of the wide hem. So yeah, that's what I would do. But I will get a photo of me, guys, in that, hopefully over the next few days, as well as the Giselle when I finish sewing it tonight. So tonight you can join me on Instagram on IGTV. We'll extra confirm once we can check that I can actually stream it through iPlayer. And next week I will see you on Tuesday and Wednesday. No, Tuesday and Thursday. It's starting, isn't it? So next week, Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock UK time for the Cora top. Another lovely project, guys. Another lovely couple of hours spent with you. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks to Alex for answering your questions. Thanks to everyone for commenting. Thank you to everyone who's donated. I'll see some of you on Instagram tonight, and the rest of you, I'll see you next week. Have lovely weeks. Bye.